Scrapbookers, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Megan, and today I have a new Follow a Sketch Friday video for you. So you will have seen the sketch that we are using today. I am playing along with Sandy, and today is the last sketch that I will be playing along with her. And I have had so much fun doing this series with her. It's been so fun. I am a huge sketch lover, and so it was really fun to do a sketch series with Sandy. Okay, so now let's get to our layout. So I decided I was going to finally use a challenge from Christy, one of my really good scrappy friends, from the Secret Not Secret scrap party back in May. And her challenge was to pick 3 numbers, and each one of those numbers in succession had a specific recipe that you had to use. So the numbers that I picked were 3, 4, 3. So she told me that I had to use 3 pattern papers, 4 photos, and then triangles, or a triangle, or whatever. So when I was looking at the sketch for this month, I decided to use this one because it totally fit me having to use a triangle, because instead of a heart, I could totally do a triangle, right? So that is what I'm going to do today. So when I first started the layout, I wasn't thinking about using this sketch. And so that's the reason why you saw that mixed media triangle stencil background. And it wasn't working out anyway. And so that's when I decided I'm going to do Christy's challenge. I've tried to do this challenge quite a few times and I keep messing it up. And so I was like, you know what? I have 4 photos that I'm going to use on this layout. And so I'm going to do Christy's challenge. So I'm thinking I'm going to use that rainbow stripe background, but I also really like this pink striped background, and they clash very much, and I know they do, but I'm really going to try to make them work together. I don't know why, but I'm trying, and it's not succeeding. I'm really not liking it. So I walk away and I'm going through my stash and I'm looking for a background paper that will go along with that pink triangle. And I find this burlap type pattern. And I really, really like that. It goes well with the photos also. And now I'm trying to look for the 3rd piece of paper. And I decide to pull out my Auburn Lane collection. And there is this floral that has navies in it. And the pink matches or goes along with the pink of the triangle. And so I decide I'm going to glue all of these photos to this. And I absolutely love how this turns out. So while you guys watch me gluing everything down, I'm going to kind of tell you the story behind these 4 photos. So if you've been following me for a while, you'll know that I have a lot of health issues, and they have been getting worse over the years. And so over the last year, I have been going to a rheumatologist and trying to figure out, you know, what is going on with my body and what's been happening. And it is a long and very tiring process, because in order for you to go to the rheumatologist, you have to convince your primary care doctor. And my primary care doctor didn't think it was anything that was, you know, of consequence. He didn't think my back pain was as bad as it was. He didn't think my knee pain or my leg pain or any kind of pain was really that bad. And I like my doctor. I just think he thought it was all having to do with my insulin resistance, which is also something that I have. And so he really didn't want to do the testing, but he was like, if you really want to pay for it and you really want me to do the testing, I will do the ANA panel. And he did ankylosing spondylitis panel. He did a bunch of autoimmune panels. In the end, it did come back saying that my ANA was positive and my ankylosing spondylitis was also positive or something like that, which I could have told you because I've had back pain my whole life. I don't remember a day in my life that I haven't had back pain, even as a kid. I know, crazy, right? Okay, sorry. I'm getting distracted by my story and I'm not explaining what's going on here. So obviously I am using my sewing machine and I am sewing a stitch around on the inside of the triangle and then also on the outside of the triangle. And I decided to, for my sanity's sake, not to do hand stitching. I did think about it, but I decided I was just going to go easy on myself and do machine stitching. And so that is what I decided to do there. Okay, now I have the triangle all fixed up and I'm going to pull out the ephemera that I did have in the page kit that I pulled out to start with. And there was this big pocket page. It's like it was from one of those, I think, Project Life little kits, and it says Life Documented. And at first I was thinking this is going to be my title, and then I'm just going to use a bunch of stickers and wood veneer and chipboard pieces to embellish everywhere else. So I'm just going to kind of play around here. I forgot where I left off in my story, so while you guys finish watching, so basically, I don't remember when it was, but it was last year in 2019 when my doctor said, yes, your tests came back positive for these things. We want you to go see a rheumatologist. Well, the rheumatologist is booked out months and months and months. So I think it was like June. It might have been July or August. At the latest, it was probably August. And so I called and they put me in the first thing they could. I think it was in September. And they did a bunch of testings. I had actually just had my blood taken from my PPC or PCP, primary care physician. And so he said, don't worry about doing, anything for a couple of months. He said, in December, I do want you to go get these labs done. And so I went and got a bunch of labs done. And he said, oh, okay, some stuff came back and we need you to go get more labs. Because I saw him at the beginning of December. And then once I took my labs and got my labs done, he was like, we need you to actually go get more. So this is actually January 3rd, 2020, when I went to go get all of the in-depth testing. And I knew that this was something that I wanted to document in my scrapbooks and to put out there because I probably have had my issues my whole life. But doctors in the 90s didn't care if your back hurt unless you had scoliosis, which I had a sister who had scoliosis. And so she got to go to physical therapy and she got better, but I have had this pain my whole life. And when I went to my first appointment to see the PA, the rheumatologist PA, the rheumatologist is so backed up that you have to see his PA first. His PA has to vet you, apparently. But anyway, so when he first saw me, he couldn't believe that no doctor would listen to me and would take my pain seriously. And I was like, really? Because that's how all doctors are, especially these days. And I don't mean to be mean to doctors, but honestly, I feel like doctors don't listen. And they do the bare minimum, and then they get their ass out of that room and they run to the next patient. And I understand there's a lot of patients, but I've probably had this my whole life, he said. And the fact that I've made it this far and haven't been diagnosed, like, he was kind of, you could tell he felt bad for me because I'm always in pain. He asked, so what hurts? And I'm like, everything. And he's like, does it hurt all the time? Yeah. Some days it's better. Some days it's not. Some days everything hurts. You know, like, he was just, I think he just, I don't know. I think he was just baffled that no doctor had ever cared enough. I don't know. So he's really nice. I really like the PA. So when I saw him because I saw him in, I think, September, and then I went back again in December, and he said, okay, take these blood tests, and then we'll see you at the end of January. And I think, actually, I didn't go and do the blood tests until January 3rd, because my appointment wasn't until the end of January. And so, of 2020. So I waited. I didn't get labs done in December. I forgot. I'm getting my story mixed up. This is why you have to write things down, right? So I did not get any labs drawn. I think I had them drawn in July or August of 2019. And then he said to wait 6 months and then get them redrawn in January. So I got them done. These photos were taken on January 3rd of 2020, which is also my anniversary. So I took a bunch of photos, and they had me do a urine test. They had me do, let's see, how many vials? There are 6 of the red vials, which are the big ones, then one purple one, and then one yellow one. The purple one is smaller, and then the yellow one, I think, was the same size as the red one, or it was a little smaller than the red ones. But yeah, I had 8 vials of blood drawn, and I also had to pee in a cup. And yeah, so, and I also spent some time waiting before I got to go back. And so that's what the photo of my legs is, you know, me sitting in the waiting room, and then all of the tests and everything. I wish I would have taken a photo of the vials when they were full, but I didn't. I don't know. I felt kind of weird as I was taking all these photos. I think the tech guy thought I was weird too, but anyway, my layout is now done, and I don't think I'm done telling my story, but if you have questions, please feel free to ask me. I am an open book, and I'm very honest when it comes to my health and my problems. So ask me anything. I hope you enjoyed this layout. I will see you guys again very soon. Bye.